Hello there, fellow Monster Madness ghouls and goblins. You're currently hearing the voice of a girl with no name, and it's here with very, very clear intentions to sound the alarm. Before you listen any further, beware that frightful spoilers and deliciously explicit language lie ahead. For once you find yourself in the midst of those telltale bumps in the night and the haunting howls of host laughter and cinematic judgment, there is no turning back. Choose wisely.
A babysitter receives menacing phone calls. And upon investigating them, she realizes that they are originating from an upstairs bedroom. The very room where she's left the children under her care to sleep. Now, who's heard this before,
Well, that really happened to a girl in my hometown.
Oh, yes, I'm sure it did. I'm sure most of you grew up thinking that this happened to girls in all your hometowns, but it didn't. You see, the babysitter and the man upstairs is what we call an urban legend.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Monster Madness, a podcast dedicated to all sorts of creature features and beyond. My name is Erica Gwynn, and I'm here to welcome you to the show as per usual. Join with me are two fellas who I would gladly sit around a campfire swapping scary stories with. We have Daniel.
Hey.
And Matt.
Hi.
Before we get into the typical chit-chat of the show, we would like to give you our social media plugs. We are on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and all other social media platforms. We're really big into Slasher right now. I talk to you a lot of you on there, so please continue to keep reaching out. We have a new friend named Carl. Shout out Carl if you're listening to this episode.
Carl, so good to see you.
Carl. I'm so sorry, Carl.
I was referencing Billy Madison. You're on a
referencing
Walking Dead.
You know the fucking llamas?
Yeah, you send me this shit all the time.
Oh my god, do I?
No, those aren't llamas. They're the emus.
No, there's a whole fucking cartoon internet thing with llamas eating people's hands.
Yeah. Sorry.
And then I did the Walking Dead, Carl. You don't watch The Walking Dead.
I don't.
So yeah, we have a new friend, Carl. He's from Liverpool. He sent us a really nice message. He called our show Boss, which is Liverpoolian for great. So thank you, Carl. We love you. So yeah, Slasher, we're on there. Follow us, don't follow us, whatever. Carl's our only important fan right now. Matt is on Twitch from time to time. He plays a bunch of different games. Twitch.tv/MonsterMadnessPod. We also have a Discord channel if you'd like to join. We talk about an array of topics, everything from the band Creed to what we had for dinner. So if that's something you'd like to partake in, please come and join the conversation. If you'd like to support our show, you can become a Patreon. Or if you want to do a one-time donation, you can join our coffee and buy us a cup of coffee. Just support the show in any way you want. We also have merch at tpublic.com. There's so many ways you can help our show and just be a part of the group. Be part of our monster squad, per se. So anyway, now that that's all done, you can find all the links in the show notes. On this episode of Monster Madness, we will be traveling to 1998 and taking a stroll through the beautiful Pendleton University as we discuss the film Urban Legend.
So, Parker, finish the story about Sterling Hall.
Right. So, this guy, he was a professor on campus maybe 25 years ago.
What did he teach?
I don't know, physics or some shit.
Abnormal psychology. You know, if you want to tell the story right.
Not the point of the story, paperboy. But fine, abnormal psych it is. Anywho, this guy, he just flips out, goes completely berserk. Grabs a hunting knife, and he strolls into Stanley Hall. Bangs on every door. And every student that answers their door, he takes that little knife and he cuts their throat, ear to ear. Yeah, does away with an entire floor before finally stabbing himself straight through the heart. Oh.
So, Urban Legend has a runtime of 1 hour and 39 minutes. It's rated R. It is directed by Jamie Blanks and it's written by Silvio Horta. It stars Jared Leto. Hate that guy. Alicia Witt, Rebecca Gayheart, Michael Rosenbaum, Loretta Devine, Joshua Jackson, and Tara Reid. You'll also see Robert Englund and is it Brad Dourif? I actually don't know. Brad Dourif is the guy who played Chucky.
Yes, Brad Dourif.
Yeah, Dourif. I knew it was. You were close. It's Dourif.
I was close. I didn't scroll far enough, so it cut his name off in my list. Brad Dourif. Some taglines for the film: get ready to face your worst fears. It happened to someone who knows someone you know. ... You're next. What you don't believe can kill you. Just because it didn't happen doesn't mean it can't. Urban legends can kill. At Pendleton University, urban legends are coming true. And finally, never talk to strangers, never answer the phone, never flash your lights, never leave the car, and always believe what you are told. How dramatic.
I forgot what my zinger was last time.
Yeah, I know. Okay, true transparency, guys. We recorded this episode before. Someone who will remain nameless deleted their audio.
Matt was drunk.
This is going great.
It wasn't going great that night.
No, you should have seen the look of terror on his face. He's like, guys, I deleted the audio. And I thought he was kidding. And he's like, no, I'm fucking serious. I deleted my audio by accident. I didn't hit save.
Yeah, I was pretty close to just moving to Canada.
The second I'm about to move to Wisconsin.
Oh, no. Sorry, that's my excuse at work when something doesn't go right. I said, well, I'm just going to move to Canada and quit.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, Canada.
Pretty sure they would tell me to go back home.
I don't know.
We don't want you here, eh?
Oops, sorry. Go back.
I mean, literally, Wisconsin and Canada are basically brother and sister. So I feel like you would mesh really well.
It's pretty close. Northern Minnesota gets worse.
Can you distinguish the difference in accents, you think? From Canadian to
100%.
To like northern Wisconsin?
100%.
They're all pretty bad. Just get worse.
If bad means great. Some people don't like my accent. Some people think it's like the trashiest accent in the world because
Some people don't like my ravioli recipes. Fuck them.
Because how you say water.
Water. WOODER. H2O. Water. I've been to so many places out of state where I'm like, oh, can I get a glass of water? And they're like, what? Are you from New York? I'm like, no, motherfucker. I'm not New York.
I'm from New York's redheaded stepchild, Philadelphia.
Ooh, that's insulting. I don't like it. I don't like where this conversation is going. Tell me the budget.
14 million. Less. It's more money than you will need to move to Wisconsin.
If I had 14 million, I'm moving all of us to the Pacific Northwest.
I'm gonna buy Wisconsin if I had 14 million.
That is a lot of cheese.
Fucking A.
Fucking A, right?
Fucking
Whoop.
A. Someone sent me something today. It was a kitchen towel, and it's Satan sitting at a table, and it just says, "Have you tried the cheese?"
You're like, I don't like Satan, but this is perfect.
Yeah, right. I thought about it. It was $15 for a kitchen towel was a little more than I was willing to
Oh,
spend.
no.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry. No. You liked it.
I did.
All
I'm
right.
just muting myself because my fucking dickweed dog is still barking.
Hi, Barf. I should maybe ask Phil, our wonderful friend of the show, Phil,
Draw barf?
to literally just include Barf because I have to literally cut out his audio so much that he might as well just be part of the show.
He's got a loud mouth.
You got a pretty mouth.
He's cute.
Not that cute, though. His teeth are very sharp.
They're super white, too.
Well, that's good. Got clean teeth. Do you brush his teeth?
No, he just chews on stuff all the time.
Oh. See, Watson has never been a chewer, so we have to brush his teeth. His teeth are gross as shit.
Wicked's teeth are pretty fucking bad. Like the 4 he has left.
Jeez.
Her. Cletus
He's a stapler.
Oh. Oh, I love him. I feel so bad for him. I love him. How does he eat food?
Matt
He
has
eats
to
all
chew
molars.
it up for him.
No, he just chews on the back.
Like a mama
he
bird?
Prefers wet. Fuck you. He prefers wet food, but he has his molars, so he can just.
Okay, open your mouth. So fucking gross. You know, as a parent, I have bitten a piece of apple and given it to my kids, so it's really not fucking far off.
I mean, I've done it. Like, I'll take like a piece of cheese and then just keep a little corner and give it to them, or a potato chip or something.
Yeah.
I do it all the time.
That gagging, though, got me. I hate it. I hate it so much. Anyway. All right, Dan, tell us the plot of Urban Legend.
All right, so the plot of this movie starts off with Michelle Mancini driving down a road singing some nice little tunes, and she's on E, and she pulls into a gas station to fill up with some gas.
Can we specify that her gas tank was on empty? She was not on ecstasy.
Yeah. X.
Yes.
I didn't know if you did. She was on E. Just.
I can taste the car.
I mean, she might have been. She wasn't singing the best.
Do you believe in love?
Well, when she gets there, she has a little bit of a stuttering attendant to fill her up with gas, which kind of creeps her out. And as they have a little bit of a conversation back and forth, she swarms back to her car and drives away. And the gas attendant screams out, "There's somebody in the back seat," as she gets whacked in the head with an axe. Off it goes.
There's someone in the backseat of your car. I mean, in her defense, like, he kind of didn't approach the situation great. If he was that panicked, he should have written it down. If he couldn't spit it out. I will never mock someone with a speech impediment or issue.
He's also really creepy looking.
Yeah, with the straggly hair.
I think if I had that bad of a speech impediment, I would try to make up like another way where like I wouldn't have my hair like tweaked out as bad.
Look at this distinguished gentleman who cannot speak.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be less effective if he didn't look like a crack addict.
He didn't have it going for him, you know? Like his appearance was not the best.
There was a lot working against him. And the fact that he pretty much all but tackled her to try to get her to stay. I'd be like, bitch, just get in there then. Fucking fuck you.
Yeah, so like on her defense, he looked like he was on drugs.
I am very unforgiving, if you guys hadn't noticed. I don't like the silence right now. I still don't like the silence right now.
This mute button does wonders.
All right. The next evening on Pendleton University campus, the radio host Sasha receives calls about sexual inexperienced students and offers advice. Across campus, her frat boyfriend, Parker, relates to Natalie and her best friend, Brenda, about how one of the campus residents at Stanley Hall had been the site of a massacre in 1973. The story is rudely discredited by an ambitious school journalist, Paul Gardner. So like this kind of, yeah.
It's Jared Leto.
Yeah, you're not a big fan of him?
No, he's a fucking douchebag.
When did you start hating on Jared Leto? Is there anything that you liked?
Well, I actually was a 30 Seconds to Mars fan around I don't remember the album name, but like when the song Attack came out, I really loved that song. I love that whole album. And then like I just kind of heard about like his behavior outside of that. And I also think when people are like, I'm a method actor, that's just your excuse to be a douchebag for like just a majority of your work day and all that bullshit. So I don't particularly care for people that do that. And I also once saw a video of him crowd surfing and like he just immediately started punching someone in the face like a fan with a microphone and nothing happened. Because like I can understand if like someone grabs you and you need to defend yourself. He literally just started fucking wailing on this dude. Now granted, there could be more behind that story, but I just always just found him douchey. I liked him and I got very overjoyed when he got the shit beat out of him in Fight Club because he was Angel Face in Fight Club. I saw Requiem for a Dream one time and that was enough.
What about the Joker?
Such a good movie though.
Fuck that character. If you're not, okay, this is a sidebar and I'm sorry. I know we were supposed to be all business, but Jack Nicholson, Heath Ledger, Mark Hamill, those are the Jokers. Jared Leto and fucking Joaquin Phoenix can slob on my knob. The fact that there's a Joker sequel that's going to be a musical with Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga, I genuinely don't know how that is something that's going to exist.
I thought he did a good...
know it was a... Yeah, sorry, Dan. I didn't know it was a musical. It makes
a
more
musical.
sense why Lady Gaga is in it, but also I don't fucking care about Joaquin.
I like your Lady Gaga.
I thought that was an interesting movie, but like it didn't... To me, it didn't relate as the Joker.
I liked it until they were like, yeah, this is the Joker to Bruce Wayne's Batman. Until once they had that, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, The second that they were just like, when they introduced little boy Bruce Wayne, I was like, fuck this movie. I don't like it. Him dancing down the steps. If it was like a psychological thriller of someone literally spiraling, which it was, and like just to see the spiral, great film. The second you turn it into a DC film where it has to be about the villain, the Joker,
Well, you wouldn't get it.
Going back a little bit,
Touche.
the album you were referencing is A Beautiful Lie, because that is also.
Thank you.
I genuinely like that album a lot. Like I went and saw him on that tour.
Yeah, no, that's a great album. I love A Beautiful Lie is a great song. Everything on that album, I really I have
I'm
like
gonna listen to that and cry later.
okay. I have like actually like fond memories attached to that just because it makes me it reminds me of like my first like 2 years I think of high school, because like I would put on Fuse, the TV station. I don't even know if it's around anymore.
Yeah, I remember Fuse. It apparently still exists. Sorry, I don't know if it's on a streaming service or a TV platform, or if you just watch it online now.
Yeah, it like basically it was a better MTV because they actually just played music videos, and like that's how I would listen to music in the morning when I got ready for school. They always played the Attack video.
Which is funny now because looking at the Fuse website, it's only TV shows. And I turned on MTV this morning and they have AM TV, which is just music videos. Yeah, exactly.
I got nothing. But yeah, no, I don't. His Joker, Jared Leto's Joker, fucking sucks. Suicide Squad sucks. The only time I liked him as the Joker was in the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League, the end credit. So if you make it 17 hours into that movie, there's an dream sequence that Bruce Wayne has where he plays like this insane, obviously, version of the Joker with long hair, and him and Bruce have teamed up because Superman has gone fucking crazy, and they're trying to kind of not reel him in per se, but trying to basically just survive him because Superman is a fucking god. And like how he played that, I liked, but that is it. I can't think of anything else Jared Leto has been in where I'm like, oh, I like that. Even as Jordan Catalano in fucking My So-Called Life, which I love that show. Douchebag. Pretty boy douchebag. I'm done. You can continue, Daniel. I'm sorry.
On that note, news about Michelle's death spreads across campus, and Dean Adams tries to discredit the reports that the killer may be a student. As Natalie is shaken by Michelle's death, prankster Damon Brooks offers to talk, and the two drive into the woods. Now, at that point, don't you think like he's just hitting on you? Because that's what I got.
What, Lex Luthor?
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, yeah.
Lex Luthor with hair?
Like, oh, I'll talk to you. And then, because like once they get in the car, he starts he just tries to relate.
No, that wasn't, I'm sorry. Literally, I mix up all these bland ass boy names and boys. The Joshua Jackson. That was the Joshua Jackson character. The one that got Alicia Witt into the car.
Yeah, sorry. Even I said it wrong.
No, it's fine. They literally all look the same and act the same to me. Oh, yeah, no. He's 100% trying to get into her pants. Like, oh, do you need a shoulder to cry on? And a dick to ride? Like, that's basically his comfort.
Damon is attacked by the killer, who hangs him from a tree with a rope attached to the car. As the killer approaches Natalie, she attempts to run him over, strangling and killing Damon in the process. Natalie returns to the scene of the crime hours later with campus security guard Reese, but Damon and the car are nowhere to be seen.
This was a good kill. I like this one because there's really no, in a panic, there's no winning because the killer's coming at you from the front. I'm going to use that car as a weapon, but in the process, I'm going to pop this boy's head off. But she's unbeknownst. I'm just saying. I did like in the beginning of the scene, because it is Joshua Jackson, he goes to turn on the car, and all of a sudden you just hear, I don't want to wait. Really? And then he slams the fucking radio off, because obviously Joshua Jackson played Pacey on Dawson's Creek, yada, yada, yada. And that was like the height of that fucking show. I just like when movies poke fun at the actor sometimes, so I enjoyed that. I didn't mind that he died, though.
No, I mean, he kind of had it coming to him.
None of these people are very good.
Yeah, he wasn't like the good guy because he was trying to get in her pants. Yeah,
when like she reveals like, oh yeah, I didn't know. Fucking what was her name? Martha Mancini or something?
Michelle
Mancini was her BFF in high school.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
They were on the cheerleading squad.
Men are scummy.
Go Tigers.
This is a controversial statement, but I mean, women are scummy too, for sure. Everybody's scummy. People are scummy. That's a better statement. People are scummy. Would you want to bang someone who's mourning?
Yes. Oh, wait.
Cut that out.
Yeah, funeral sex is the best sex.
I thought we were just talking about sex.
Mourning, not morning. Like in the daytime.
Oh, we're talking about fucking in the morning, not sad fucks?
No, we're talking about sad. I was talking about sad fucks. Dan was just
I'm
like
down for sad fucks and sunrise fucks.
Just got to finish with it. The next day, Natalie tells Brenda, Parker, and Sasha about Damon. But they remain skeptical about her story and try to convince her it was just an elaborated prank. Like, wouldn't you be like, what the fuck, guys?
Yeah,
like,
she does seem to kind of just move
and then,
on
like
really
you just,
quickly.
and then you still hang out with the same crowd that's just like, he didn't die. He's joking.
You know what? I actually did not think about that when I was watching this. Because, like, I was kind of shocked that she got over the death of her friend very quickly. But maybe she believed that everything that she saw was just fake.
Was it just a big hoax?
Yeah, and that he was just fucking with her. But we did forget to talk about, and just make a quick note of, before this and all that, is it Brenda, the fucking redhead?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm really bad with names of this movie for some reason. They just go in one ear and out the other. Brenda, Alicia Witt's character, has a really colorful roommate. It's Matt's wife, Daniel Harris, named Tosh.
Hey, girl.
Hey, girl, hey.
I'm getting to that next.
No, but we haven't. She's already been in that room already once.
Oh, getting slammed?
Yeah, getting slammed.
Oh, just getting the daylights fucked out of her.
Yeah, make sure you hit it from the back. And, Alicia Witt's character literally just goes to sleep with headphones on as there's like a strobe light and like goth cutting and fucking and just, craziness going on.
What do you think she's listening to?
I don't want to wait
For this night to be over.
for this night to be over. Fucking help me, Paula Cole. Sarah McLachlan.
Oh.
Lilith Fair. 100% that. When we get to the next part with Tosh, I have a lot of things to say.
We're about to get to there. So Natalie is stunned that they doubt her confession as she realizes that the two murders are connected with urban legends. Natalie goes to the library to read up on urban legends. She runs into Sasha and they read about several legends, including the method in which Damon was killed, and another where gang members kill anyone who warns them about their headlights. While she is away, her goth roommate, Tosh, is strangled by the killer. Thinking her roommate is merely engaging in sexual activity, the returning Natalie doesn't turn on the lights and goes straight to bed again. But in the morning, a shocked Natalie discovers that Tosh's corpse and the words, "Aren't you glad you didn't turn on the lights?" are on the wall in blood.
Blood. Okay, so two things. I'll start with the Tosh thing. Now, I never went to a college where I went to a local school, so I was a commuter. I never lived on campus. I never did any of that. Now, Daniel, I know you lived in a dorm for like 2.5-ish years, 3 years.
Yeah, but if you put a sock on the door or a hat or something, you put something on that doorknob. The reason we do that because the doors at my college, they didn't lock. So you just distinguish, put something on the door handle.
It's a courtesy.
Don't come in.
It's fuck time. Now, Matt, when you went to college, were you a commuter or did you live in a dorm?
I never went to traditional college, right?
I thought you did go to
college. Well, I went to a tech college in which I commuted to, so I never lived on campus. And then after that, I did it all online. So I went to school in person for like 2 years, and then the last 3 of both degrees were online.
That was the part that was fuzzy. I wasn't sure if it was all online or whatever, but okay.
A mishmash. When I used to go visit my friends, though, that was very common that if you were going to fuck a chick, like, there was some sort of indication as to why you shouldn't go in the room.
Yeah. So, having never experienced that type of thing, I've never even gone to like a college dorm for like a party because it just wasn't my vibe. I was not like a big partier in college. Like me and my friends would drink, but not to that sense. We would have like house parties. Now, I have been in areas like a living room, and then there was something funky going on in the kitchen because there was a love seat in the kitchen. And I was like, you people need to stop because I'm trying to sleep. and I kept getting holes in my socks because there was nails on the floor like that were like lifted very ever so subtly, where it didn't hurt if you stepped on them, but it like tore up my socks, and it was like snowing outside. It was not a good time for me. Very, very drunk.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Dan, I know you have a story of handing someone a burger while they're mid-thrust.
Yeah, I mean, we made burgers and they were in there for a long time, but it wasn't like...
He loved long time.
It was more like it just walked in like, made you burger. And then like just...
You're such a dick.
Walked out real quick, but I wasn't really like glancing at anything because it was dark. How about you, Matt? Do you have any stories you'd like to indulge?
About eating a cheeseburger mid-coitus? I answered the phone once. I got yelled at. That's about it.
So yeah, I've never experienced that. And I would be pissed, honestly, if I walked into my fucking dorm room, which I'm, going into extreme debt for if mommy and daddy aren't paying for me. But that college seemed kind of prestigious, so I'm going to guess mommy and daddy had a little hand in it. I would be like, can you literally and figuratively knock it the fuck off?
Well, she's also doing it seems like every night. So at a certain point, you probably would be like, fuck that. I'm just going to sleep. I would probably yell. I'd be like, go somewhere. Like,
go to his place.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, I am all for sexual expression and, experimentation. Sure, whatever. You want to do weird shit? Consent? Fine. Great. You got consent? Great. Go for it. But like this girl is like actively seeking out just any person to literally slide in. That is just exhausting. So my second thing was after, the ravishing of Danielle Harris was, have you guys ever like heard of like urban legends around your, in my neighborhood, in my area, there's something called Crybaby Bridge, where it's like if you go near this bridge, you hear like a baby crying on it. And I think the version of the story I heard, and there's probably like 25 versions, that, this woman was distraught and she threw her baby into the river and yada, yada, yada. You hear the baby crying still. But if you make it over to the other side of the bridge, you're safe. But if you go in the bridge, you die. It's like one of those things. It's like very Sleepy Hollow-ish. Like all you have to do is get across the bridge and, the headless horseman can't get you. It's all stolen from something else.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Mine was like, if you step on a crack, you're breaking mama's back.
I'd step on all those fucking cracks.
Let me see all those cracks.
She's still fucking walking, Dad. Hadouken.
What the fuck? We had one where, so there was a tree and it had like moss or some shit on it. Mm-hmm. And the story was that the old moss only grew on this one tree, and that's because a girl was driving her car and hit it, and her head went through the windshield and hit the tree. So, and the moss was like kind of into a skull shape.
Hereditary.
I don't know if, yeah.
Heredity. Still there. Fuck. Corey, I'm sorry. I know you're going to listen to this. It's Heredity.
The movie's Hereditary.
Is it Hereditary?
Yeah, you're right.
It's Hereditary.
I think on the Podcast of Terror episode, I kept saying Heredity or something. I could not fucking say it. Hereditary.
I was probably drunk, so you're fine.
I don't remember, but I just remember I always say it wrong. So then I yelled at myself.
Because it's a dumb movie with a dumb fucking name.
Corey, I'm so sorry.
I love you, Corey. Yeah, so like it was in the shape of a skull, and it was probably just like spray painted or some shit. But that was one of ours from good old Sheboygan, Wisconsin.
That's kind of fucking wild.
I can take you there sometime.
Great.
Gotta kiss the tree.
It's like the Blarney Stone of Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm. You gotta hold it upside down.
Rub a cheese curd on it for luck.
Yeah. Put 6 cheese curds in your mouth and kiss the tree.
This is where her tongue was. Tastes like moss.
I hate when you guys do that. Hate it so much. Hate it. Anything, like there's no New Jersey thing. All there is in New Jersey is the Jersey Devil. But that's not like if you go to a certain... Well, no, if you go in the Pine Barrens, you're going to get fucking eaten by the Jersey Devil. But that's about it.
Yeah.
You could go to the Jersey Devil's house. But yeah, so like there isn't... Like I don't know of many around like my neighborhood. There was another one, like if you went to a certain area, but I think this was just because the area was dangerous, you were going to get decapitated because a girl from my high school in like the 60s or 70s got her head chopped off because she went to a band. She was basically kidnapped and attacked and yada, yada, yada. And they found everything but her head. And it was like a big thing. So everybody always said like, oh, you can't, if you go to this high school, you're already cursed. If you go down here, you're double cursed. So don't go down to this neighborhood because you're going to get your fucking head cut off. I'm like, pretty sure I'm going to get my head cut off because it's just fucking dangerous down here. But, you know, sure, if you want to make that, it's not really an urban legend because it's fucking true. This girl died. But I digress. I don't know too many urban legends. Like the light flicking one, I never heard that until this movie.
I had heard that one quite a bit as a kid.
I don't know, maybe because like in the city, everything is so bright, high beams. Like in Northeast Philadelphia, there's literally fucking light every 10 feet.
I mean, but going back to urban legends, like other things that, I mean, I know that you probably did when you were a kid. Like people did like the Bloody Mary type stuff.
That shit, you already know from Candyman. If anybody does that shit in this house, they can fucking leave this house.
Candy cane.
I need to find candy cane. Fucking love that movie.
So that's such a good movie.
I don't know. I just can't wait till we cover it. Dan, you can continue the plot because Tosh just got fucked and fucked.
Yeah, so Natalie realizes that the school and the police are treating Tasha's death as not a murder, but rather a suicide. Natalie is in disbelief and teams up with Paul to solve the building's mystery. And during that time, they talk to the janitor, who's like, go talk to the teacher.
Oh, yeah, creepy janitor.
Yeah, so they're trying to figure out what happened with the Stanley Hall massacre, and they snoop around Professor Wexler's office after the school, because of the school janitor giving them that little hint, and they find a hidden room that has multiple items that were related to all of the recent killings.
A little sus. A little
Yeah.
sus. Especially if your teacher's Freddy Krueger, but a little sus. Man has an axe just chilling there. Very, like a sharpened axe.
Mm-hmm.
It's like glistening.
And as they find this stuff, they are caught by Wexler and brought to Dean Adams. Paul is fired from the journalist job, and Dean brings up Natalie's hidden past, a misdemeanor for vehicle manslaughter with her very own friend, Michelle Manzini.
That sounds like, oh, I could go for a Mancini tonight. That sounds like a really delicious pasta dish.
Honey, you have a taste for Mancini tonight?
I always have a taste for Mancini, honey. Make it 2 Mancinis.
Natalie reveals her mysterious past to Brenda. One night, Natalie and Michelle reenact an urban legend. They were driving with their headlights turned off and pursued the first driver who flashed them, causing him to run off the road and die in the crash.
So
Brenda
dumb.
is horrified by the story, and suggests that they both attend Parker's party that night to take their minds off the recent events. Natalie reluctantly agrees to go. That evening, Dean Adams is attacked in the parking garage. His Achilles tendon is slashed, and while crawling away, his car runs him over, forcing a row of tire spikes to impale his body.
Let me tell you, of all the places I don't want to get slashed, the fucking Achilles is the number one. I don't want to get slashed at all, but I think that has to be the worst. Think about it. Like you guys have seen Hostel, right?
Yeah.
Remember when he's sitting in the chair and he does it and then he goes to stand up to run away and his fucking feet just stay on the
falls.
ground? I wanted to die watching that movie. I've only seen it like twice. The second time was forced. But the ankle slashing, that actually reminds me of a story, a quick sidebar. So in Philly, when I was probably about 6 years old, so this is like 25 years ago, there was a guy hiding in shopping centers and going under like people's cars and just slashing their ankles and robbing them. And it was legitimately happening. It wasn't an urban legend. It wasn't anything. So, and Daniel, you'll laugh because you know my grandmother. My Nana, which, hey Nana, because you listen sometimes. Hey Nana.
We love you.
We do love you.
Everybody here loves you.
Hey, girl.
Matt will love you a long time if you move to Wisconsin.
At least 7 minutes.
7 minutes longer than she's probably had in a while. Anyway.
Hey-o.
Hey. So my mom, this was back in like the 90s, guys. So my mom would leave me in the car with my brother because we didn't want to go in the store. So my mom and my grandmother went into the store. They get whatever they need. And me and my brother just like shooting the shit in the car. I'm pretty sure the car was on because like, you know, whatever. They're not going to leave us in like a hot car. They're not that irresponsible. And mind you, it's a minivan too.
It's a car.
It's a fucking minivan, so it has the sliding doors. So my brother's 8 years older than me, so he's probably like at this point, I might have been younger. I might have been about 4 years old because he couldn't have been more than 12. My grandmother and mom walked to either side of the car to get in their respective seats. My mom was driving, my grandmother's in the passenger seat. You guys know in minivans, they have those big windows. It's all fucking windows on the side, when those sliding doors.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so both of the doors on this car opened. I
You
don't
had
actually,
2 doors on the side?
Yeah, it was
two
a
sliders?
Yeah, it was
You
kind of
could
like
jump from one side to the other?
yeah.
That's pretty cool. I've
Yeah.
never seen that.
I'm pretty sure we were renting it because my mom was testing it out to see if she wanted it, because we only had that car for a short time, and my mom did that stuff a lot. So we could see my mom and my grandmother very clearly. They both then flung themselves onto the windows and started screaming and scratching down. Mind you, 4 to 6-year-old Erica is hysterical. I'm thinking my mom and my grandmother are getting murdered. My brother, who's supposed to protect me in times of peril, opens the sliding door and fucking runs across the parking lot and leaves us all to die.
What was happening? They were just playing a joke?
They were pretending that they got their ankles slashed because my grandmother and mom kept making jokes like, guys, don't get out of the car. Your ankles could get slashed. And we were like, oh, fuck, okay. Because that's how sick they are.
Tune in next week for more parenting tips on Monster Madness.
Yeah. Tell your kids that their ankles are going to get slashed, so they have to stay in the fucking car and shut up. I was really, really horrified. They had to be like, Chris, come back. It was a joke. He's like, it's not fucking funny.
Now I know why you don't like your ankles rubbed.
No, you can fucking rub my ankle. Just don't slash them. I have this thing about guys cutting my throat. Don't cut my throat. you know.
Yes.
The Office has made it into another episode of Monster Madness. Nice. That was like another thing too, another story, another quick sidebar about like a family member of mine abandoning me. Hi again, Nana. This one goes out to you. No, you know what? I'm actually going to save this one for when we do when animals attack, because it's more applicable.
When nanas attack.
When nanas attack. To just give you all just a smidge of a taste. Basically, we thought we were about to get eaten by a bear, and my nana was involved. So tune in to the episode of The Edge whenever we cover it, like 2 years from now.
I just see your grandmother going, tonight we're going to kill the motherfucker.
Don't say it. It's the best line in the movie. Don't tell him. He's going to forget, hopefully, by the time he goes to watch it.
My turn?
Yes. Your turn.
Later, Reese finds Professor Wexler's office trashed and slips in a pool of blood. Meanwhile, Paul has discovered that the Stanley Hall massacre actually occurred and Wexler was the sole survivor. Later, Natalie arrives at the party and is joyfully greeted by Brenda. Parker and Sasha are at the party as well, and Paul arrives soon after. Paul and Natalie theorize that Wexler has snapped due to the anniversary of the traumatic event and is now killing people. Paul relays their theory to a drunk Parker, but Parker insinuates that if there is a killer, it's probably Paul.
Seems kind of a drastic thing to say about someone. A pretty heavy accusation, but you know.
To say that you're the killer.
Look, I have a baseless accusation, and I'm just going to say it. Paul's the fucking killer.
Well, a humiliated Paul leaves the party, telling Natalie to stay at the party as he's going to look for help elsewhere.
Sounds something like a killer would say.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Meanwhile, Sasha is embarrassed by Parker's behavior and also leaves the party to go host her radio show. Parker gets a phone call from the killer telling him he's going to die that night. An amused Parker insults the caller, but then the caller says that his dog has just been microwaved. After opening the microwave and seeing his dead dog, he runs to the bathroom to vomit. The killer arrives and ties him to the toilet and forces him to chug Pop Rocks and bathroom chemicals until he dies.
Which is an urban legend. If you eat Pop Rocks and drink soda, your stomach will explode.
I've only had Pop Rocks like once, and I did not like it. Yeah.
Snap, crackle, pop in your mouth. It's very uncomfortable. I don't like it. It hurts my
If
tongue.
I want that, I'll just eat Rice Krispies.
True, the snap, crackle, and pop is pleasant there. This is actually painful. It's like, you know what, kids? You know what would be really fun? These little sugar crystals, they're going to explode in your mouth.
You know what I used to
love
like?
them.
Sour Heads. Remember those?
Oh, yeah.
Oof, those things are strong.
Are they different than Warheads?
Oh, yes. I said the wrong thing. They are
Okay.
warheads.
I didn't know if it was something different or they had changed the name. Because when I was a kid, it was warheads.
I just remember the word like sour being really highlighted, so that's why I said sour heads.
No, it's all good.
Yeah.
How fucking dare you, Daniel? Warheads was going to be a sponsor.
Yeah, right. There goes our sponsorship.
Fucking A.
The lemon warheads. Damn it.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think I had them. You know what I really used to love? Do you remember those
Slime? Did you eat slime?
Calm down. You don't remember icebreakers, those sour icebreakers? I used to love them until they literally charred my taste buds off my face.
Oh,
so good.
I was a big fan of the ring pop.
It's also like salt and vinegar chips. You eat them, you can't ever just have one. You eat them until they burn your tongue off.
I ate like a whole bag of the warheads once, and like it like burnt my tongue.
You think?
Yeah. It's still there. See the scar?
Hey, that better?
At the radio station, Sarah is on the air. In the background, without Sarah realizing, her employee is stabbed to death. Sasha is attacked next, and she screams and runs out of the room. That's a real scream. No, remember the guy at the party? He's like,
oh yeah, that creepy dude.
That right there is the 911 call, and that's a real scream.
Yeah, that creepy dude who likes when women scream.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's a little, he might not be the murderer, but he's definitely got some tendencies going on.
Yeah, it's like that thing where it's like they made the janitor super creepy. They made the gas station attendant super creepy. They make the guy like listening to the radio show super intently wearing a fucking suit be super creepy. It's like all these like what they want to be like a bait and switch. It's like, oh, that could be the killer. It's never the creepy guy. It's the person you least expect, and that's probably one of the, well, not the only thing. I do actually like this movie. It's probably the biggest thing in this movie that it puts it at the top for me because I did not expect the killer to be who it was.
Do you think somebody has like a fetish like that? Just like listening to 911
Daniel,
screams? Do you think there's a 911 operator out there that's just like, that's what they like? Okay,
here's fun facts with Erica.
You like screams?
I fucking love when people scream right in my ear. No. Let me just give you all a little bit of knowledge. If you can think it exists. That goes for porn, fetishes, and all types of freaky shit. The most outlandish things most likely exist. I was once shown in college a video of a girl farting on a birthday cake, and it was labeled as porn. Mm-hmm. I've seen some fucked up shit at the, mercy of my fucking gross ass friends, who I love you guys so much, but some of the shit.
Yeah, Brazilian fart porn is a thing.
Yeah. In a world where we live in, where the video 2 Girls, 1 Cup has probably over tens of millions of views, if you can think it exists. And that right there ends Fun Facts with Erica. So, Daniel, you can continue with the plot.
Believing Sasha's screams are all an act, the partygoers are hesitant to help. Natalie, on the other hand, knowing about the killer, rushes to her aid as Sasha is chased throughout the deserted radio station.
Sasha?
Sasha. Yes,
Sasha.
Sasha. That's what I've been saying this whole time.
No, you sound like in the South trying to say applesauce or something. Like,
Sasha attempts to escape are constantly thwarted by the killer, and she injures her leg in a fall and eventually hides in a room on the 3rd floor. Natalie arrives only to see Sasha's trapped and crying for help from a window high above. Sasha sinks to the floor as the killer enters the room and sobbingly begs for her life, but the killer ignores her pleas and hacks her to death with an axe.
Here's the thing. And I've said this multiple times, especially probably this season because it's slashers, lots of running, lots of, please don't kill me. My appendages could be hanging on by literally a thread and I would still be hauling ass.
I think if a murderer was on campus,
I wouldn't be on campus.
You would leave.
I guess I quit college or, if
take a break.
If it was more modern, I'd be like, I'm doing these classes online. Nobody can kill me from here. I exit really because Daniel loves to play the hypothetical game. He's like, so what would you do in this? I leave at the first whiff of danger.
I think you'd have a weapon too at this point because you're like, shit's going down. I better be prepared. You'd be like, pepper spray, knife. Ah.
It's stabby. It will stab. Yeah, I'd have something sharp. It's just I don't get when people are like, oh, fuck it, I'm just gonna hang out. see what happens. No, motherfucker, get out of the situation. Get out. Just leave. Continue. Because I'm going to get hyped up.
The killer then waves at Natalie with the creepy finger roll, confirming Natalie's fears that she's the killer's final target. Fleeing from the station, Natalie finds Brenda and Paul.
Fleeing? Sorry.
She notifies them of Sasha's death, and they drive off to find help. Meanwhile, Reese, after hearing cries for help on the radio, arrives at the station and discovers Sasha's mutilated body. A horrified Reese then decides to take matters into her own hands and retrieves her gun from her office.
I love Loretta Devine. I think she's a gem of a human being. I cannot really name too many movies that she's been in. I do know that she was a main character for a while on Grey's Anatomy, and she was a gem on that show. And I want to watch more movies with Loretta Devine because she was a fucking cop that was just like, son of a bit, like just always fucking.
She was kind of like, a little comical.
The sass.
Yeah.
The sassy cop who like doesn't really want to be there, but it's just like, fuck, I'm too good of a person to let basically too good of a person to let all these little white kids die.
I liked how she had all these like little hidden guns. Like she's pulling out like a big pistol, then she has
pow,
like the ankle.
motherfucker.
She's got the ankle gun, all that stuff.
I love you, Loretta.
When Paul stops at a gas station, Natalie and Brenda discover Wexler's dead body in the car and bolt, thinking Paul to be the killer. Natalie loses Brenda, but makes her way to a road where the school's janitor picks her up. Mm-hmm. When the janitor flashes a car with its headlights off, it swerves around and pursues them. The killer then forces the janitor's car off the road. He's knocked unconscious and bloody, but Natalie is unhurt and she makes her way back to campus. Now, while that's happening, isn't it the same car?
Oh yeah, you had a big fucking issue with this.
Because I'm just like, it's got to be somebody right there because it's the same car.
Because it's Paul's car. I don't know. It could have been laziness on the part of the filmmakers or them trying to like confuse you. Maybe the killer stole the car. Maybe it is Paul. Yada, yada, yada. It's a fucking station wagon. I think it's like a wood-paneled station wagon. And like those aren't that common anymore. So yeah. I agree. It's a dumb little flub, whether or not it's intentional.
While calling for help, she hears Brenda screaming from inside Stanley Hall. Natalie breaks into the hall, and on the second floor, she discovers the dead bodies of Parker, Dean Adams, and Damon. In the final room, she discovers Brenda lying on a bed, presumably dead. As Natalie starts crying, Brenda sits up and knocks her unconscious. Waking up, Natalie finds herself tied to a bed and gagged. The killer comes in and unmasks herself as Brenda, who plays mind games with Natalie and taunts her about Natalie's violent attempt to save her. Brenda reveals that the young man Natalie and Michelle killed was her fiancé, and she is now exacting her revenge by turning all Natalie's friends into urban legends. She begins to cut Natalie's stomach in the fashion of the kidney heist legend, but Reese rushes in and forces Brenda to get away from Natalie.
Don't like that.
Side note, a second before that, she shows not a ring, but a necklace saying that they are engaged, which I find...
I don't remember this.
Yeah, she's like...
This is my engagement necklace.
Yeah, this is my engagement necklace. Like, who the fuck can't buy a ring at that point? Like, you took the time to buy a necklace. Even if it's the shittiest ring, at least it's a ring.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
That doesn't make any sense. Like, he's my love forever, but he didn't give a shit about me to buy a ring.
Another fun fact with Erica. Unless you're a fucking spoiled asshole person, typically when you really care about someone and you want to take big life steps with them, the symbolism is more important than the price tag of a gift. Now, this may not be the opinion of all. I know someone, Dan and I both know someone, who spent $15,000 on an engagement ring. The girl picked it out herself and made him pay for it. And it was the craziest fucking ugly thing I've ever seen. And the fact that $15,000 was wasted on that is just flabbergasting. That you have to take out a loan for a fucking ring. The ring I got, I picked out on accident because it was in a store. And I said to Daniel when we were in there, because I had to get my ring size, I had to get my ring size just to begin with. So we were at a store we were at a restaurant. It was right next to it. And I was like, oh, let's just go in here. And I saw something. I was like, that's like the exact type of ring I would want if we were ever to get engaged, because we had been talking about it. And, you know, sure enough, Daniel went back and got that exact ring. Didn't have the hugest price tag in the world, but I didn't care because it was unique. It was 100 years old. It was one of a kind. It was sold in an estate sale and nobody had ever worn it. And it was Edwardian. I fucking love my engagement ring. So sometimes details matter. Price tags don't matter. Fucking stop it. Just enjoy life.
Hooters, yum, yum, yum. Hooters, on a girl that's dumb. That's all I can think about while you're talking. Because of your price tag thing, not you as a human being. And that's quoting, shut the fuck up. I haven't said anything in a long time. I need to change that. Boobs.
He was just playing Brenda. He was like, here's this necklace, bitch.
Like, how do you get down? Do you get down on one knee and just like, you open up like a very long box?
Let me put this around your neck.
Will you marry me? And like, he like just opens up like a huge ass box. And it's like Pretty Woman.
Mm-hmm.
And then he shuts it on her fingers and she, guffaws. Anyway, engagement necklace. I don't remember that at all. But again, transparency. We've tried to record this episode multiple times. And I just wanted you guys to know, during the recording of this episode, my laptop almost fucking died. We almost lost it again. And if that was the case, you weren't getting this episode.
This episode would have been an urban legend.
Yeah, we're still not done.
I was supposed to be recording?
Okay. Where was I?
Okay. Fucking Brenda cutting kidneys out. Which, let me just say real quick, I was surprised that it was her. I had no inkling at all that it was going to be her.
Reese rushes in and forces Brenda to get away from Natalie. Reese frees Natalie. However, Brenda successfully disarms Reese by slicing her with a hidden knife. Brenda and Reese struggle for the gun. Reese is shot and Brenda turns the gun on Natalie. Paul then appears and tries to trick Brenda into giving him the gun. Brenda sees through the lie and then asks which of them she should shoot first. Just as she's about to fire, a wounded Reese reaches up and shoots Brenda in the arm with her backup gun from her ankle, causing Brenda to drop the one she was holding. Natalie grabs the gun and shoots Brenda, who falls through a window.
Motherfucking firefight.
Natalie and Paul check on a seriously wounded Reese and drive off to get help. Suddenly, Brenda appears in the back seat and attacks them with the axe. Paul is whacked in the head and crashes into the railing on a bridge, sending Brenda flying through the windshield into the river below. Natalie and Paul watch Brenda's body float away and hug, safe from danger.
I love you so much.
Flash forward, sometime later, the story is revealed to be a legend being told to another group. 1
year later.
Of students. They are disbelieved of the tale, debunking it as a legend. One young woman believes the storyteller, but says he told it wrong. The woman is revealed to be Brenda, who then begins to tell the story as it actually happened.
Ba-da-da. Credits. Fucking Brenda. But like, what's Brenda's motivation after this fact? Like, I'm going to kill all these kids. They didn't kill my fiance, but I'm going to kill them.
She just is blood hungry.
So that was Urban Legend. Let's get into Questions of the Damned. All right, Dan, you're going to get the first question. Who was originally going to play Sasha? Sarah Michelle Gellar, Melissa Joan Hart, Jennifer Love Hewitt, or Neve Campbell?
I don't think it'd be Neve Campbell. What was the first one?
Sarah Michelle Gellar, Melissa Joan Hart, Jennifer Love Hewitt, Neve Campbell. Lots of triple namers.
I'm going to go with Sarah.
I like how you're on a first name basis, you fuck.
All right, Matthew. Who is listed as the author of the Encyclopedia of Urban Legends? Charles Breen, Don Mancini, Paul Servino, Mike McDonald.
Physical challenge.
Wouldn't that be awesome if we could just be like, yeah, fucking physical challenge? What is that from?
Double Dare.
Thank you.
Did you watch that as a kid?
Oh, yeah.
You can leave all this in, by the way. I thought of this earlier today, and I'm like, oh, it'd be fucking hilarious. Just Eric asked a question and just be like, Double Dare. Because they would always put the microphone inside their mouth for some
I wonder,
reason.
what would our physical challenges be?
One chip.
Today's physical challenge was cake and cookies. And now I'm diabetes. I'm sorry, what was the question?
Who is listed as the author of the Encyclopedia of Urban Legends? Charles Breen, Don Mancini, Paul Sorvino, Mike McDonald.
I have no idea, but I like the name Michael McDonald a lot, so whichever one is close to that. Mike McDowell? The McDonald's has the Golden Archers. We got the Golden Ark.
I really want McDonald's now.
That could be the physical challenge. You just have to eat chicken McNuggets until you feel bad about yourself.
Which is really easy for me. I'm like 4 chicken nuggets in. I'm like, I don't feel good.
One time I ate 40.
What?
Dude, I felt so bad. Like, I felt ill. It wasn't that I felt bad about myself. I did not feel right.
That came later.
I would still.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It was a fucking lot. A lot
Why
of sweet
did-
and sour sauce.
Why?
I wanted to know if I could do it.
Fair answer.
I don't have a better answer.
Can I get a 40 piece?
No, I got 2 20 pieces. I'm not a goddamn monster.
I'm fairly
Or
certain.
10 pieces. I can't remember if they had 20 bangers at the time.
Do you think they're just like, damn, this guy loves chicken nuggets?
No, they probably assumed that I had 12 children at home.
It's just me. Got the night to myself. Gonna have some pizzas. What's a pickle cup?
Yeah, right. I'm gonna sit in the recliner and eat chicken McNuggets by myself.
Do you need me to repeat the question?
Yes.
Because now everything is chicken nuggets and nothing hurts. Who is listed as the author of the Encyclopedia of Urban Legends? Charles Breen, Don Mancini, Paul Sorvino.
I'm going to guess and go with Charles.
All right, Daniel.
Yes.
Who is confirmed that they performed all their own stunts in the film? Joshua Jackson, Jared Leto, Alicia Witt, Tara Reid.
Tara Reid.
All right, Matthew. What is the name of the fictional town where the film takes place? Guilford, Tewksbury, Melbourne, Hooksett.
I don't know, but I'm going with Tewksbury just because it sounds like Tookus, and that's a button. That's funny to me.
My family's from Tewksbury, actually.
That's a real place.
Tewksbury, Massachusetts. Very small town. My uncles and my grandfather live there. Used to live there. Okay, Daniel. What is the name of the fictional town where this film takes place? Guilford, Melbourne, Hooksett.
Hooksett?
The correct answer is Melbourne, like the place in Australia. All right, the final question. Numerous actors in this film appeared on a specific horror show. Which show was that? The Walking Dead, Supernatural, Penny Dreadful, True Blood.
Supernatural.
Dan for the win.
Dare I remind you that I'm still very much ahead on the season, Dan?
We don't need to get
Gotcha,
ugly.
bitch.
No.
We don't need to get ugly on the show.
He's doing a dance, and
This
I
is-
just want him. I want to keep him grounded.
Do you know how many times that you've done a dance? Numerous.
I dance a lot.
You do. All right, now that Questions of the Damned is done, we're going to head over onto Yay, Nay, or Slay, where
Should you
we
just call it questions of the damned?
damned.
Mm-hmm.
Only Dan's. This episode's all about Dan.
This episode's sponsored by
Only Dan's. That's all we're going to tell you about it. So yeah, we're going to do Yay, Nay, or Slay, where we, yay, we like the movie. We recommend that you watch it. Nay, not a huge fan of it, but we're not, completely miserable that we watched it. And Slay, fucking don't ever watch this movie, so help you God. We watched it for you, and that is enough. I'll go first. I'm going to give it a yay. The twist was really good. The kills were really unique. I just enjoyed it. The acting was fairly good. Some cheesy stuff here and there. Obviously, there's some typical horror plot holes that really make no sense. Why would you do this? Blah, 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 blah. But on the whole, I really enjoyed it. I would definitely watch it again and not be upset about it. Dan?
I'd give this one a yay. It's pretty good. This was like the first time that I saw it, so leading up to it is definitely interesting seeing all these different urban legends because most of them I didn't know about.
Yeah.
So seeing the deaths that happened was interesting. And I thought the plot was pretty good with the twist that it being Brenda.
Yay. It's a solid movie. It's worth watching once. Having originally seen it shortly thereafter it came out, like there's a little more nostalgia to it, and I don't hate Jared Leto as much as Erica, but I have fond memories of him.
3 yays. That's, you can't get any better from Monster Madness in that regard.
You can. The super yay that I'm going to introduce in season 4.
Well, speaking of season 4, before we end the show, we've all been talking. And by we, I mean me. We're thinking. Now, okay, Monster Madness was basically created so I could force Matt to watch movies that he would not typically watch on his own unless forced. So, Humor Horror 1, and that was Matt's pick when we did this whole voting thing. And I'll tip my hat to Matt. He won in a landslide. You can't get any better than that. So as, retribution for my choice losing and me yet having to wait yet another year or so before I get to see Matt's opinion on some of my favorite When Animal Attack movies. I think we're going to do a mini-series before we start Humor Horror where we make Matt watch the Twilight series. Those 5 movies. He's not thrilled about it, but I am. I have a lot to say about these films. And I'm going to make Matt say a lot about them too, because he's definitely going to have to cover one. He's going to have to pick between Team Edward and Team Jacob.
Team Kill Myself.
There's just going to be a lot. Okay, here's the thing. Would you rather watch these or would you rather watch horror musicals?
I'd rather watch the Twilight movies than musical because I fucking despise musicals.
Little shop of horrors.
I was in the pit band for that because I went. You've heard this story.
No, I haven't.
Senior year in high school. Are you serious? Senior year in high school, we did Little Shop of Horrors. I was not in the musical because I had tickets to see Slipknot and Slayer. Mind you, I went to a private high school.
Matt was the lead.
Where's Matt? I tried out for it, and then I figured out what days it was going to be, and that show was coming. And then I was like, yeah, I can't be in the musical, so I'll just play in the band instead. Yes, I was in musicals in high school. I was in Bye Bye Birdie. I played 2 people. I was the fucking nerdy guy that has to sing and squeaks his voice.
Is there videotape of this?
No, not that I know of.
Your parents didn't videotape it?
No, I don't even know if my parents went. I was the mayor. No, I did because my mom had to buy me a cigar because I played like the mayor and I was like, I need a fucking big ass cigar. And then it was Howard. Fuck.
We have to find a way to find this footage.
Wait.
Please, hang on.
No, wait.
What's up?
Wait.
Harvey Johnson. So I played Harvey Johnson in Bye Bye Birdie, which entailed me in front of the stage singing. Yeah.
I know Bye Bye Birdie.
Not everyone does.
Because I love musicals. How can you hate musicals but have been in musicals in high school?
Oh,
how
like acting.
How can you be... What is going on right now?
Yeah, so I also did a thing in high school. I can't remember what it was called, but keep in mind I went to a private high school. So it was like skits with like Christian messages that we would go to the grade schools and do.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun doing that.
Oh my God, were you in Jesus Christ Superstar? Jesus Christ Superstar.
I'm picturing him having like an amazing singing voice.
I mean, he sings in a band.
Yeah, I know, but
screaming is much different.
I understand, but that takes a lot more skill than people think because I can't do that.
I want to see like acapella Matt.
Get me drunk sometime. Come visit, get me drunk, and I'll sing something to you.
You'll sing Copacabana?
No.
At the Copacabana. My friends were all theater kids, so I would go to every single fucking show. I was a glorified theater kid by proxy. I had like my own seat.
Yeah, like, I mean, Alyssa and I have gone to musicals. I'm not fully against them. I just, in a TV show that, like, if it exists to be a musical, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But if it's a TV show that has a musical episode, that pisses me off.
So you don't like Once More with Feeling, the Buffy the Vampire Slayer one?
No, I didn't like. There was a couple episodes of Community where they were singing the whole time. They were musical episodes. I fucking hated those.
But that kind of works though in Buffy because he's a fucking demon that makes people sing to fucking kill them. My mind is blown. We're gonna make. I might make a musical season now, since Matt was the fucking lead.
Don't. Okay. Fucking please don't.
I won't. I will just settle for Twilight. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode of Monster Madness. Go watch Urban Legend. Thank you for listening, getting through this diatribe. I'm glad we're done it. everybody better fucking save their audio, because if not, then nobody's going to hear this but us. And that's a shame, because I think we're kind of funny. But anyway, look into the show notes for all the links that I talked about before, social media, if you want to donate to the show, get some merch, yada, 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 join our Discord, find us on Slasher. We are on there a crap ton. Yeah, thanks for listening, and we will catch you on the next one. Bye.
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 Payback's a bitch, isn't it, Natalie?
Brenda, please, you need to get help.
I have already tried therapy. Obviously, it did me no good, Natalie.